don't want this to be confused with any of the other products or would-be products that are out there that say you're going to run your car on water, or water for fuel, or water for gas. That's not what we're doing here. We do use water, but water is 66% hydrogen and 1/3 oxygen. We bifurcate that molecule. When it's all said and done, we're able to take the hydrogen and tune the engine on the fly to accept the hydrogen and burn it correctly, and we're getting anywhere from 20 to 40% reduction in emissions on this engine in this race car. Well, I wanted to show that this could sustain its operations under harsh abuse. I wanted to see if it was actually going to have a problem. It's mounted right over these headers. It's extremely hot. It's absolutely the worst place to put this. So instead of having a laboratory machine shake it, bang it, and do all that kind of stuff to it, we'll put it on this. It becomes a very live example. It's safe. And that's the reason why we have it on this car.
I hope everybody get a chance to say that they're doing exactly what they want to do. Because this is what I want to do. It's been 3 years. 3 years working on this. Hess started in a garage. And it's one thing to put a hydrogen system on a 4-cylinder sewing machine. It's quite another to get it to work in 700 horsepower trophy truck. That's what we're doing here. We're testing it. We're testing it at Baja 500. It works. We know it works. We're going to show you it works. You know, I had a few friends down here in Mexico that introduced me to other people, and what was neat about this whole environment is that they came out of the woodwork in order to support us. I don't know these guys, but they're saying, you know what, I own this piece of land over here, and I'll make sure that if your car breaks down in that location, we'll be there to help you. I mean, these people are into this sport. They support this sport, and more than anything else, this has been a ball of fun. And when it comes down to business, it's a good business. And they're ready to accept this, just like anybody who's concerned about the ecology is wrapping their arms right around this. And so we're looking forward to a good time. I mean, there's no, how else can it be? It's going to be great. "48 hours from the race, and we've been out running the course. I'm a novice. I got the yellow tape on the back, and it's a butt pucker out there. But nevertheless, the hydrogen's working good. The truck is performing perfectly. We're gonna have some fun."
Sleep deprivation week. We'll see how far we can go on 2 hours or some doggone thing. But it's together. It seems to be running right. We've got the hydrogen on it. You know, check out the back.
Well, the hydrogen-powered trophy truck comes from the basic questions I get asked. It's, is it safe? How does it work? And can I put it in my car? And I got to thinking, what's the most outrageous vehicle I could put this on to show people it's safe? If it survives 100 miles of this terrain and everything else, I know, and I think you will too, that it can be safe in your car going to the soccer field or the grocery store or wherever it goes on a normal road.
When it comes to the starting line, we're going to be there. When it comes to the finish line, well, that's my job to get us there. We've got to refine. We've got to work. We've got the emissions way pared back without leaning out the mixture too much. It's going to be a challenge. I'm going to be watching gauges and make sure I don't burn that baby up. But when I say burn it up, I mean, you know what? We're cutting back on the primary fuel. That's the whole thing. We suck back on the primary fuel, we inject the hydrogen, we're burning a dual fuel mixture. It's challenging. And everything is a work in progress. Everything needs refinement. But for the most part, we cut this dial. If you're going to put this in the car that you're going to drive to soccer practice, no worries. You put this in this trophy truck, I got things to think about. But that's the challenge. That's what we do.
We tested it out all right. Somebody told me it was probably the roughest 500 that there's ever been. I didn't know any different. I hadn't done it before, so as far as that went, it was one mean mother. I loved the hell out of it. It tested me, it tested my will to keep on going when I was wondering, okay, am I going to make it up this next hill? I don't know. We flipped it. I flipped. Not we. There's no we about it. It was my fault, and I did that in the first. What was it? 2 flips in the first 5 miles. And it wasn't 5 in the first 2. It was 2 in the first 5. But what I can say about that is we went out there to test that system and to show that in your car, as you drive down the road, it's not going to be a problem. So we put 5,000 pounds of trophy truck on top of the hydrogen system. Mexicans helped me with the yard sale. They all peeled off that fiberglass, so I didn't have any of that flying up in my face, and off we went. When we crossed the finish line 22 hours later, that hydrogen system was still going. We'd used a hell of a lot less gas than what anybody expected us to. And I know we had a much cleaner car. So if you're wondering how I feel about that race, I thought it was great. It was fun. It was an ass kicker. Did we go there to win? Well, everybody goes there to win. That's all. That was the dream we'd be talking about. But you know what? We went there to finish. And by God, we came across that line, finishers, and that was everything we could hope for.
In the coming years, we must make the transition from fossil fuel to alternative energy to power our vehicles. We are moving toward cleaner fuel. The solution for this transition is the hess-gen Road Boss energy system. This standalone modular system allows gas and diesel engines to burn hydrogen along with their primary fuels, lowering fuel consumption by over 15% and emissions by 30%. This unique and proprietary system is cost-effective and ecologically friendly.
We built the portable unit that's here so we could pull any car up to the front of it and basically hook the hydrogen into the system. It saved us the time of complete install on each of the vehicles we wanted to test. So today we've got ourselves a 1980s Jeep with a 350 Chevrolet engine in it. This is not a environmentally friendly vehicle. Gross polluter is what they call this. However, we've got ahead, plugged it through, got it into the intake system, and the most notable thing when you're standing next to this vehicle is that the acrid smell of the exhaust changes after about 60 seconds of the hydrogen's operation. To the extent that it's almost like tear gas, your eyes are watering, but this really cleans it up. The other thing that is notable about this is that we're producing enough hydrogen with the mobile system here to almost turn off the primary fuel supply to this engine and still have it operate.
Brian Hess, the inventor, is an off-road racer, welder and fabricator. He recognized the problem of our ecological concerns and our dependence on fossil fuel and developed a solution. He literally developed the hess-gen Road Boss energy system in a garage.
You know, as we looked at this, we could have the UL laboratories take one of our systems and have a robot hold it in its little paws and beat it up and down and give us some kind of a declaration that it's rattle-proof or it's safe or it doesn't explode under certain circumstances. Or else we could really take it and use a real-time approach to it like everything else our company does and put it into one of these off-road vehicles and rattle and shake it ourselves to the extent that I think is greater than any robot can accomplish. It was really based around the fact that can this system withstand that type of harsh abuse?
is it safe under those conditions? And how long can it sustain its utilization under those conditions? And we're well on our way to proving that at this point in time, and I think that we've found a great venue to be able to do so.
In the lab and under extreme driving conditions, Brian has proved that the hess-gen energy system is durable enough to stand up to the Baja and beneficial enough to warrant continued development.
When the second you mention hydrogen, they kind of go, my God, volatile, you'll blow up, you'll burn up, or what have you. And obviously what we're proving by putting it in through an environment that's probably some of the harshest in the world, it doesn't cause any problems. And it works. There's no failure rate as far as the hess-gen system during that environment. Certainly you don't blow up, and you're putting it through, you know, every possible situation without any problems. And so I think it really ties in and shows people that you can use this in your everyday life and not have to worry about anything.
I've been asked how I feel about the product and the effect that it has on the environment. And I really think that the easiest way to answer that is, in the end, after the business is put aside, the races are either won or lost and the dust is settled, were we able to make a difference? And does this product make a difference? And what do we leave for those that are coming behind us? That, I think, is the biggest benefit that we're enjoying here, is that we know that we do make a difference. But the reduction in emissions is something that will go well beyond our lifetime. At the same point in time, it is a business and we run it like one. But to answer your question, the ability to make a difference is probably the most sustaining and rewarding factor that we've got going here at hess-gen.